What is going on, YouTube and fans of The Walking Dead? So, it's been almost 2 weeks now since the season 6 finale has aired and left us with that huge cliffhanger about who got attacked by Negan. And there are all these theory videos on YouTube right now about how Glenn was the one that got attacked, he's the one that got attacked by Negan in the comics. It makes sense and blah blah blah. And not for lack of trying, but it just wasn't convincing. I mean, they've teased his death so many times, not even just this season. There's one when he was duct taped to a chair and left in a room with a walker by Daryl's brother, when he was trapped in the revolving door with Noah, or even earlier in the mid-season finale when he was on top of the dumpster with Nicholas. I mean, they've just teased his death so many times for them to just kill him the same way he died in the comics. It just, I don't know, doesn't seem appropriate, I guess. But anyway, the reason why I'm making this video is because I have a theory that Maggie is actually the one who gets attacked by Negan. And I'll go through my reasons, but first, let me go through what brought this to me. So this first picture I have here is Negan after he's just exited the RV and revealed himself to the group right before he starts his little monologue. And as you can see, there's a pretty decently sized light source to the right there, just behind Negan. There's a little bit of light off to the left by Glenn, but not much. Now, this next picture is Negan when he's kneeling down talking to Carl. And Maggie is on Carl's right in this scene. So, that would put the light source on Negan's right. And as you can see, it's pretty intense because of how close he is to it. So, this next picture is Negan during his eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and when he's pointing Lucille at Glenn. And as you can see, the light is pretty bright, but it's on the wrong side. This puts the light on Negan's left and Glenn's right. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because of this. This is a screenshot right before the first swing when Negan has chosen who's going to be it. And as you can see, the light source, again, is pretty intense on his right side, which, in my mind, at least, puts him somewhere in the middle of the group, close to that big light source that I showed in the beginning, in the area of Rick, Maggie, and Aaron. So now you're probably wondering, why do I think it's Maggie? Well, earlier during Negan's monologue, he actually makes a point of how sick Maggie looks. And to be more specific, he says she looks shitty, and maybe he should just put her out of her misery right then. Glenn gets upset and tries to intervene. And the reason why I believe that is important is because of this quote-unquote leaked audio that came out of the final scene. It's supposed to be just a slowed down version, and in it you can hear Glenn saying Maggie right before Negan delivers the final blow, I guess. And to me, I thought it seemed like a teaser. All the effort they went through to conceal who got attacked by Negan, and then they let this audio clip out. It just seems too convenient. But in the clip, you hear Glenn mouth Mag, and then the first swing of the bat, and then he says Maggie. And I don't know, after getting hit in the head with a barbed wire bat, I don't think you'd be able to speak properly. But I think that he's in shock. I mean, he already stood up to Negan once and told him not to attack her, and then Negan goes ahead and does it. So he's in shock, and then in the audio, you hear a female voice, not necessarily Maggie, saying Glenn, calling out to him. And I think that's a call to get him to calm down. He's already tried to go after Negan once, and it almost got him killed. So they're trying to restrain him. After that, it goes on. You just hear people screaming. You can kind of hear Carl in there. And then you hear someone saying, hold on. And I'm thinking that they're talking to Maggie. Now, even further reasoning why I think it's Maggie is because in the comics, Maggie cuts her hair in mourning of Glenn's death. In the TV series, she's already done that before Negan even shows up. So that could be a little foreboding. Another thing is why they're going to the hilltop in the first place. They're going to the hilltop because Maggie needs to go see the doctor. And the doctor in Alexandria, Denise, was just killed a few episodes prior. And she was killed in the same way that Abraham was in the comics. So I think them switching out Abraham and Denise was setting up this whole trip to the hilltops so Maggie could go see the doctor. Because if Denise hadn't got killed, they could have just stayed in Alexandria. Now, another thing that came to my mind is in the comics, Carol actually commits suicide in the prison. She's not alive at this point. In the TV series, she still is. And I think that maybe they didn't have this plan from the beginning, but I think that they're setting Carol up to take Maggie's position of leadership, maybe. I mean, in the comics, after Glenn dies, Maggie goes through her period of grief and eventually becomes the leader of the Hilltop. Now, I think that they're setting Carol up to take over that place. Because in the comics, Maggie and Rick are the ones who decide to join forces with the Kingdom. And in the season 6 finale, they've introduced 2 members who look exactly like the Knights of the Kingdom. And they actually take Carol to help her, Carol and Morgan. So it possibly could be setting up that alliance and just removing Maggie. So I know this isn't concrete and everything, and a lot of people probably aren't gonna think that it's as good as other people's theory videos, but this is just what I think. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think below in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up if you want. And we'll see what happens in October when Season 7 returns. Alright, take it easy.